So what's your position? If you were a member of Congress, how would you address these issues? How would you vote?
Yeah, and I appreciate the question. Obviously, it's a really hot button issue, and it should be. And that's why I was the first and only candidate to, on my website, actually have a Middle East platform, so you can hold me accountable. I was the first and only candidate in my race to actually call for a ceasefire, so we can actually not only free hostages and get aid to the civilians that are suffering, but also making sure we're having accountability, right? I did say also I support Israel's right to defend itself against Hamas terrorists, but I've also said we need to condition military aid on upholding humanitarian law. We do that with every other country. We expect the same for us, so I don't think that changes, right? We have to support our allies. I don't think it's too much to ask that they just uphold humanitarian law. I've also been one of the only candidates, at least publicly, on my website and all my social media platforms, to call for a two-state solution. Because again, I think we need a democratic, independent state of Palestine as well. Because both Israelis and Palestinians deserve justice, and we should not be killing unarmed, innocent civilians, especially children. I mean, it's outrageous. It's super sad. It's heartbreaking to see, and I think we need leadership on that issue. And that's what I've been trying to do with my statements, but also the approach that I have, which I also think is nuanced, and I think it's balanced. And I think it's only fair to actually demand justice.
That just makes sense.
I think so.
It just makes sense. But it's very hard to get the other candidates to say that.
Yeah, and again, I think sometimes there's this notion that if you criticize a government's policies, that you must be anti that.
No, we criticize America all the time.
American government, American policies without being un-American. You can criticize the government of Israel, not the people of Israel, the government of Israel, without being anti-Semitic, right? And I think that is again a nuanced approach that needs to be understood.